Marbling cookies is one of my favorite techniques because it's actually really easy and doesn't require a whole lot of skill. So what you'll need is some plain icing, preferably white or just plain with no color in it. And then because I'm doing a traditional marble, I'm doing black and gray. So you'll also need some cookies that you're gonna dip in there. But to start, I'm just gonna give this a stir to make sure that the top hasn't crusted over. And then I'm just going to very kind of like haphazardly just make a couple of lines of the black icing, and it really doesn't matter where the color goes because typically, you know, any marble surface doesn't have a lot of color. You can see behind me there's only just little dots of color. So you could use a spoon to kind of stir this, or you could use a toothpick to do the same thing. So you could just take a toothpick and create some lines. Again, because I'm doing a traditional marbled look, I have more white than actual color. So now I'm just going to take my cookie and I'm holding it by the sides and I just dip it in. And I give it a little zhuzh to make sure the entire cookie is covered in icing. And I just let the extra fall off. And then you flip it over and you have this nice subtle marbled effect. I give it a shake because there are typically a lot of air bubbles when you do this technique. You can see here and here. So you can take a toothpick or a scribe tool, in my case, and you just pop any bubble you see. If you shake it or tap it, the air bubbles sort of reveal themselves, so it's easier to spot them. But that one looks pretty good. If you want more color in your marble, you just keep adding some color in there. And I'm going to add more black because we have plenty of gray. If you have any icing that's kind of dripping over the side, you can take your toothpick and just give it a scrape. Now, as I quickly finish up the rest of these cookies, I did want to mention that you can do this in any color scheme that you like. It does not have to be gray and black and white. I just wanted to do these in a very traditional marble color scheme, but you can really do them in any color you like. You can do it in red and green for the holidays. You can do it in red, white, and blue. You can even have a different color as your background color. I've done it with purple as the background and other colors intermixed and swirled in with that, which looks really beautiful. So really just make it your own, have fun with it. Like I said, it's a very impressive technique. At least people are very impressed when they see it, but it's actually pretty easy. So I hope you learned something and I hope you try it at home because these make very beautiful cookies. While these cookies are beautiful all on their own, I oftentimes like to add a little something on top of them, whether it's writing or in this case, painting. So what I'm doing is I'm painting some edible gold paint right onto the cookie, and I'm following some of the darker lines in the marbling. So I'm painting over those really dark spots so it actually looks like there's gold marbled into the cookie and not just black and gray. So this is a really cool effect. It's very trendy right now. It's one of those things that you find a lot in interior decorating or design, but you can also do it on a cookie, which is really fun. What I end up doing most often is actually just writing on top of the marbled effect because I think it provides a beautiful canvas for whatever writing or message I want to put on top. So I just use piping consistency icing to write my word or my saying, and then once it's dried, I paint over it in gold paint. I don't always do this, but for these marbled cookies, I wanted to do some marbled and gold effects, so I thought I would just paint on top of the dried icing with the gold paint. Thanks for watching and happy baking!